The Years of National Government, 1931 to 1939, setting the scene. This book is about a decade, 1929 to 1939. Began by Ramsay MacDonald leading the Labour Party, elected in 1929. It's also about the development of an outer London northwest suburb, later to be known as Metroland. An economic crisis in 1931 led to the formation of a national government headed by Stanley Baldwin. At the following election 4 years later, Baldwin continued leading the national government. Neville Chamberlain took over the reins when elected Prime Minister in 1937, replaced 3 years later by Churchill. Now, essentially, these were Conservative administrations following Liberal policies, coping with the problems of Labour. This period had been greatly affected by the general strike 3 years before. Its cause, wage cuts and longer hours. The strike led to economic turmoil and mass unemployment. Mosley's insistence that this could only be corrected by massive public works, instigated by the government, was rejected out of hand. My mother left the small and Tidmouth lace mill in 1932, after 10 years before the looms. She found work as a lady's maid that took her to London, and there met my father, a regimental sergeant major of the Kensingtons, at a Masonic ladies' night dinner. He was 44 and she was 25. They were married at my mother's former home in Somerset, setting up home in a rented house in an outer northwest London suburb of Sudbury, where they had their first son, Stanley. I was born almost a year later in North Harrow. My father's job as a cartage manager at Marylebone Station ensured a reasonable salary, although pegged, and secure employment. His position as secretary of the Kensington Old Contemptibles and Grand Rank status at the Kensington Masonic Lodge gave him social prominence, being one of the most senior non-commissioned officers in the Territorial Army, proudly declared Conservative views and establishment allegiances. This book is a study of the outer northwest suburb of London, referred to as Metroland. It deals with why and how conceived, on whose orders, and the form it should take. It also presents some of the results that stem from those directions in town and social planning.